Hello students, welcome to Accounting Explained at Accountwise Academy. This is Latha Venkateshwaran. Students, now let us learn about the internal rate of return in the capital budgeting series. IRR needs you to know about the time value of money and net present value. Watch our videos on these topics. If you need help, I'll be sharing the link in the description box. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Students, now let us learn about the IRR in the capital budgeting series. IRR is the discount rate. Discount rate is always in percentage and that is the time value of money that makes an investment's net present value 0. Balancing cash inflows and outflows, it helps to assess the profitability. So the first point needed for the IRR is present value of the expected cash inflow should be equal to the initial cash outflow. Cash outflow is nothing but the initial amount you need to start the project, and expected cash inflow is nothing but the cash inflows which you expect periodically from the project, okay, from investing in the project rather. Second, NPV should be 0. At this point, we can find out the IRR. If NPV is equal to 0, that discount rate where NPV is equal to 0, that is the IRR. Acceptance rule of IRR. A project is considered good if IRR exceeds a required rate of return or the cost of capital. Required rate of return or the cost of capital is the minimum return a company should earn on its investments, that is the project, to satisfy its investors. Higher IRR means better returns. So acceptance rule. Accept if IRR is greater than K, reject if IRR is lesser than K. Here K is nothing but the cost of capital. Usually cost of capital will be denoted by the letter K. IRR is usually found by trial and error method or interpolation method, testing different rates until NPV is equal to 0. It is a key tool for investment decisions. This is mainly used for making decisions with regard to investments, that is the projects. We just saw that IRR can be found out by the trial and error method or interpolation method. So now let us see steps for finding IRR. To find IRR, adjust the discount rate until NPV equals 0. The main point for IRR is NPV should be 0. That point is the, or that rate is the IRR. If NPV is positive, try a higher rate. If NPV is negative, which we have found using the discount rate, try a lower rate. Repeat until NPV reaches 0. That rate is the IRR. But this discount rate, how we have to find out? First we have to find out only by initial guess. First discount rate which you are taking, no, that will be an initial guess for the first IRR which we are going to find out. So the steps can be shown in a flow chart like this. IRR, if it is negative, calculate NPV with lower rate. This you can remember easily. Negative means low only, no, minus. So go for a lower rate. Positive means high only, no, so go for a higher rate. Okay, this way you can remember very easily. Now step 2. After we have found out one positive NPV and one negative NPV, we are going to use interpolation technique and find out the IRR. So IRR is equal to lower interest rate within brackets NPV of lower rate divided by NPV of lower rate minus NPV of higher rate into higher rate minus lower rate. So first you have to take the lower interest rate, addition plus. Then you have to take NPV. Here lower rate, so NPV also will be in NPV of lower rate divided by NPV of lower rate again minus NPV of higher rate, that multiplied by higher interest rate minus lower interest rate. This is the formula for finding out the IRR after we have one positive and one negative NPV. Let us solve one question. Cost of the project 20,000, cash inflows, year 1 9,000, year 2 8,000 rupees, year 3 7,000 rupees. Calculate the internal rate of return or IRR. Students, this is the question. The first step for finding the solution is to make an initial guess for the first IRR, which we are going to take it as 10%, and find out the present value of cash inflows at 10%. For that, we are opening a table which has the following columns. Okay, here cash inflows present value factor calculation, the formula is 1 by 1 plus I the whole power n. Here I is 10%. Okay. PV factor at 10% and present value of cash inflows, that is 2 into the 4. 2 into 4. Now for year 1, 2 and 3 we have the cash inflows of 9,000, 8,000 and 7,000. We take it to the table 1, 2, 3, 9,000, 8,000, 7,000. Now we get the present value factor calculation 1 by 1 plus 0.1, it is 1.1 to the whole power 1 is 0.9091. So 2 into 4 means 9,000 into 0.9091 is 8182. First year present value cash inflow. Second year 1 by 1.1 to the power of 2 is 0.8264. Again 2 into 4 we get 6,611. Third year 1.1 divided by 1.1 to the power of 3 is 0.7513. 2 into 4, that is 7,000 into this fourth column we get 5259. So the total present value of cash inflows is 20,052. Okay, the total present value of cash inflows is 20,052. NPV formula is total present value of cash inflows minus cash outlay. Here we have 20,052 as the present value, total present value of cash inflows, and cash outlay is the cost of the project, that is 20,000. So we take 20,000 here. Now you get NPV as 52, that is positive. So according to the flow chart which we have seen previously, if the NPV is 42, then we have to go for a higher rate and find out the negative NPV. Then we can apply interpolation to find out the IRR, which is the last step. When we took 10% as IRR, we had a positive NPV. Now we need a negative NPV to apply the formula, right? So we are going to increase the IRR to 11% and find out what is the NPV, whether we are getting negative NPV or not. Okay. So the next case is IRR as 11%, that becomes your I. The columns are same as we had for IRR at 10%, year cash inflow, present value factor calculation, present value factor at 11%, present value of cash inflows. Okay. So year 1, 2, 3, say 9,000, 8,000 and 7,000. Now instead of 10% we are going to take 11% now. So it becomes 1 divided by 1.11 to the power of 1 for the first year. So PV factor is 0.9009. 2 into 4 you get 8108. So second year it is 1 by 1.11 to the power of 2, it is 0.8116. PV factor present value of cash inflow for the second year is 6493. Third year it is 1 divided by 1.11 to the power of 3. On simplification you get 0.7312 as a present value of factor at 11%. So present value of cash inflow is 5,118. Total present value of cash inflows is 19,719. Okay. Now net present value is present value of cash inflows minus cash outlay, right? So cash inflows present value is 19,719 and the cost of the project is 20,000. Your NPV is minus 281. Now you have a negative NPV. We had a positive NPV of rupees 52 when IRR was 10% or 0.10. That becomes our lower interest rate. A negative NPV of minus 289 with an IRR 11% or 0.11. That becomes our higher interest rate. We are going to substitute all these values in this formula and find out the IRR. So IRR is equal to lower interest rate. Lower interest rate is what? 0.10. Okay, 0.10 plus NPV of lower rate. At lower interest rate we have an NPV of 52 into higher rate minus lower rate. Higher rate is 0.11 minus lower rate is 0.1 divided by 52. NPV of lower rate is 52 minus NPV of higher rate minus NPV of higher rate is what? Minus 281. Minus of minus 281. Okay. So next step is 0.1 plus 52. 0.11 minus 0.10 is into 0.01 divided by 52 minus of minus 281 becomes 52 plus 281. Okay. Next IRR is equal to 0.1 plus 52 into 0.01 is 0.52. 52 plus 281 is divided by 333. Okay. Then IRR becomes 0.1. 0.52 divided by 333 is 0.0016. So IRR is equal to 0.1016. These two added together, 0.10 plus 0.0016 gives you 0.1016, or in percentage we have to multiply by 100. When you multiply it by 100, we get IRR as 10.16%, or when rounded off we get 10.2%. We got IRR as 10.2%. Now I am going to substitute this IRR 10.2% as I in our table and find out the NPV at that rate. Okay. So all are same, 1, 2, 3, 9,000, 8,000, 7,000. Here percentage we are going to take it as 0.102. Okay. 1 divided by 1 plus 0.102 to the power of 1 is 0.9074. For the first year you get 8,167 as the present value of cash inflow. Similarly for the second year 6,587. Third year 5,230. Total present value of cash inflows for the 3 years is 19,984. Next we find out the NPV. Total present value of cash inflow minus cash outlay. So cash inflow which we have calculated it as 19,984 minus 20,000. Now you get NPV as minus 6, which is almost equal to 0. Okay. So this minus 6 is negligible. Now we can take IRR is equal to 10.2% as correct for our question. If you would like to inquire about the online classes which I take, or to get more worksheets, you can contact us at acc.wiseacademy@gmail.com.